to my channel. Today I wanted to share with you the books that I'm currently reading. So here they are, as you can see. Of course, I do not read each and every single one of these books every day, but throughout the week I just rotate between them. So in here there's a variety. There's not just self-development books, there's also novels, stories, investigations, and different things. So starting off with Frankenstein, a vintage classic by Mary Shelley. I love everything vintage and I love everything science fiction. So this story, I saw it and I was like, I need to have it. I love the style. I just love it. I still haven't completely went through the whole story, but I do love everything about it. I love the style of writing. I love the versatile use of English vocabulary in this book. As for me, a person who is constantly trying to develop their English, it's a very amazing and useful story to do so. So I enjoy reading it and just dive into the 18th century. They call it horror. I don't say it's horror. Yes, it's crazy to try to make a human buy parts of other human and all that, but I love a good scare sometimes. Yeah. So that was the first one. I read it. Haven't read it since about a week or so, but I do read it. Whenever I'm cozy, I like to go through this one. So the second book we have, they're all very famous. We have Dan Brown, the Da Vinci Code. So this story, first I saw a lot of people reading it, so I was like intrigued and I wanted to know why there were so many people reading it. And the second I laid my eyes on this book, I am just hooked. It's a beautiful story. I still haven't completed yet. I'm still in here. It's in French. I'm reading it in French, but that's fine. I can't wait to just read it and just get the other books. There is the Inferno, and there is I think Angels and Demons. Yeah, those are the second two that I want to read so much. After I saw the movie, actually, I was more intrigued to read them because in my head, the book version is always way better. So imagine if the movie is so amazing, how about the book? It's going to be mind-blowing. So that's why I was reading the book, and I also was hooked because of this girl right here. I did so many research about the Mona Lisa, all the crazy theories they have about her and everything. So of course I was intrigued when I saw Da Vinci Code, and I saw the name of Da Vinci because we all know how genius Leonardo da Vinci was, and I was just really curious to know the relationship that lies between Da Vinci and Mr. Professor London. So yeah, I read it. This one kind of the one that I read the most because it's, as I said, it's I love actually stories about investigations, especially crime investigation, and I just love this one so much. So yeah, moving on to the next book. The next one we have Rich Dad or Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. This has been a major hit for the last, I don't know, 20 years. I think everyone knows pretty much today that it's a book that can change your life. It's inspiring and it's so beautiful. The way it changes your thinking, your mentality completely, it's genius. I think this book is a genius book, and this will change your life basically. You want to change your life? Read this book. It shows you why the poor gets poorer and the rich gets richer. This is the manual. This is why you are where you are today. It's a build-up of years of education, I would say, but it wasn't actually any much of an education. It was just a bunch of information that they stick inside your head that you find yourself never using at the end of the day. So this book teaches you what you really need to understand, which is the function of money and how to get rich. This is what they tell you, but they don't tell you just give you steps. Oh, go this, do this, and do this, and do this. No, how to get rich? They start from the core of it, from the base, from the start. They start from changing your mind, which will result in changing your life. So this, as I said, it's an amazing book. So do you ever find yourself worrying all the time about what's going to happen tomorrow, what's going to happen in the future? What am I going to do? How am I going to secure my future? What if I don't have this in the future? What if I lack this thing in the future? So I have these thoughts all the time. It's not only stressing, but it's absolutely bad for you. It's so bad. I can't stress enough about how bad it is. And I just see it through myself, how much I focus on the future rather than actually live in my moment. And I find myself losing the entire day with just me thinking about what is going to happen in the future. And so to deal with that, there's this book, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. This one is, it says, a guide to spiritual alignment. I say it just gives you the ability to understand that today is important, that instead of focusing on what's going to happen in the next 2 years, or stay hung up on what happened in the past, this book, I'll just say, it teaches you how to live. As simple as that, because when you're not in the present, you're not living. You're either a ghost in the passageway of the past, or you're trying to make a time machine to the future. But this one, it teaches you to live in the today, in the now. That's why I love this book. I still haven't completed reading it yet. I haven't touched it actually in a while. Yes, I'm guilty, but I will get back to it as as of today, to be honest, because this is really important, because this is something that we all suffer from, and we all could need a little bit of hope and help. So that was enough of enlightenment and spiritual. So the next thing is The House of the Seven Gables by Nathaniel Hawthorne. It's a horror story about a haunted house in the I think in the 18th century, probably something like that. And there's just a cursed family living in that house. I haven't went through the book, so I'm gonna tell you why I love this book besides the story. The cover. I love this. Oh, sorry, I got some stuff in here. I need to clean it. The cover, which is in this brown, vintage brown style, that gives it sort of a personality to the book. I love the touch of yellow because it matches with the brown. This weird photo in here of a bunch of things. I don't know what it says. I also love how thin the papers are. That's not a lot. It's not really bad. It's not really good, I know, but like, I love how thin the papers are, and I love how full the pages is with words, and I love it. So this story comes with the story of Seven Gables and some related reading. So yes, and I enjoy each and every single. It's just, there's something with this book. I don't know. It's beautiful. It's amazing. So the last one I have is actually in Arabic, because if you don't know, I am an Arab. This is a famous book called KALILA and DIMNA. It's a very famous. You can find it in any. You find it actually in any language, I think. It was first translated to Arabic by Ibn al-Muqaffa, but this one originally belongs to an Indian philosopher called Vidya. He's pretty famous. So what this is, it's like, I'm gonna say it's wisdom collected in one book. We have interactions between a lot of different characters, and with each interaction there is a moral to be learned, between animals, between humans, between sultans, women, just it's full of wisdom and morals to learn. You see here. It's beautiful, and I love how it was. I have a bunch of dried plants all over my books. I love to collect them. I love how it's written. It's this simple yet beautiful Arabic that we don't hear nowadays, but it's beautiful. So I find it a little bit similar to Fable de La Fontaine, that some of you may know heard of, but it's a very famous book. So if you're actually interested, you can find it in French, in English, and a lot of languages, and also in Arabic by Ibn Muqaffa. So that was the last. And when it comes to my current readings, those are the books that I'm currently reading. I hope you like them. I hope you will, intrigued by some of them, and you like my choices. Before we go, there's one more thing I need to show you. That this video is only about my current readings. Well, these two books are not my current readings, but I couldn't help myself but telling you about them because they're really, really, really special books. First of all, we have Paulo Coelho, The Alchemist, very famous book. This is an international bestseller. I think most people know about The Alchemist and this journey of this guy into finding the treasure that he was promised, and how he will find that treasure, and how it's just a book full of, you can see here, full of wisdom, full of beautiful ideas. We have here, it says, there's only one thing that makes a dream impossible to achieve: the fear of failure. And this is just one thing in the sea of ideas and morals that this book has to offer. So I'm inviting everyone who haven't read this book yet to read it. It's never too late. So this is the last one, and this I haven't heard much people talking about this book. It's also Paulo Coelho's book. It's called Manuscript Found in ACCRA. This book, I am absolutely in love with this book. This is my favorite book of all time, because it's an amazing book. I haven't heard a lot of people talking about it, but it's beautiful and it's amazing. And basically, it's a story of this old guy talking about a bunch of people in Jerusalem before they will be hit and probably most likely die, and they just ask him about so many things. They ask him about love, life, defeat, failure, fear, everything. I think that this book is what made me love Paulo Coelho. I loved it so much. I haven't heard much people talking about it, but I will, because I love this book so much. And here's just there's something that I've been reading. I want to read to you because it's a beautiful passage and I love it. It's when someone asked about, he said, love has always passed by me. Passed me by. So the old man answers and says, life is too short for us to keep important words like I love you locked in our hearts. We do not always expect to hear the same words back. We love because we need to love. Otherwise, love loses all meaning, and the sun ceases to shine. A rose dreams of enjoying the company of bees, but none appears. The sun asks, aren't you tired of waiting? Yes, answers the rose, but if I close my petals, I will wither and die. And yet, even when love does not appear, we remain open to its presence. Sometimes, when loneliness seems about to crush everything, the only way to resist is to keep on loving. Our great goal in life is to love. The rest is silence. We need to love, even when it leads us to the land where the lakes are made of tears. That secret, mysterious place, the land of tears. Tears speak for themselves, and when we feel that we have cried all we needed to cry, they still continue to flow. And just when we believe that our life is destined to be a long walk through the valley of sorrows, the tears suddenly vanish, because we managed to keep our hearts open, despite the pain, because we realized that the person who left us did not take the sun with them, or leave darkness in their place. They simply left, and with every farewell comes a hidden hope. It is better to have loved and lost than never have left at all. So that was it for my reading. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you loved the combination of books I presented to you today. I am definitely thinking of buying at least 10 more books in the upcoming months, so I will be sharing with you every book that I will be buying and why I will buy it, because reading is something that I can never stop doing. It's not just my hobby, it's something that I breathe. Thank you so much, as I said, for watching. I really hope you liked this video. With many more to come, I'll leave you here, hoping to find you again.